All right, Shalom, Yasharahla. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all thanks, glory, honor, and praise to the Supreme Power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the few sisters watching and learning. Stay strong and remain humble. This is the brother Kazawan from the GMS Bahamas camp. I got you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai with another lesson. Lord's willing, the lesson be edifying and serves its purpose. All right, this lesson is straightforward, as you can see here from the title. Came across the article. The Lord put in my spirit to speak on it. It says more than 2.8 million people in the U.S. identify as transmissions, including 724,000 youth. We know that wickedness is increasing and exceedingly polluting this earth. All right, this is why the Most High say we know this is an IRS. All right, because why everything is out of whack. A bunch of confusion, spearheaded by Babylon the Great. All right, spearheaded by the programming, spearheaded by the what people see on TV. What they learn in schools and these college institutions. The laws that they pass. Basically everything, man. You know what I mean? Everything is out of whack. This is why we need Lord Yahweh Shai and Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, to come back. Okay? And this is only for you so-called Native Americans, Negroes, and Latinos. All right? We can't mind the rest of these other nations. All right? The Most High ain't dealing with them. All right? He only dealing with our people. But we find that our people latch on to the ways of the heathen, drinking the wine and that Babylon Kool-Aid, that Babylon juice, and try to mimic and do everything as they do. And this is why it's so prevalent among our people. Like I said, you so-called Native Americans, Negroes, and Latinos, especially over here in the Bahamas. All right, where we from? All right, in the Bahamas, that wasn't basically the thing. That wasn't the in thing, or that wasn't popular. Back in days past. But now, everything is back into the open. Everything is much, open now. They ain't hiding no more. They ain't quote unquote in the closet no more. But I'll read the article. Read little parts of the article and get a couple of precepts. Don't want to make this long try and drive my point home. It says more than 2.8 million people in the U.S. now identify as transmissions, including 724,000 youth. It says more than 2.8 million people now identify as transgender in the United States, including an estimated 724,000 youth, according to the new data analysis that is the largest of its kind to date. All right. Now we have to remember why the Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, and the three surrounding cities. All right, for madness like this. All right. They was doing other wicked things. All right, but mainly, you know what I mean, for them being fairy dusters, Skittles people, broke wrists, transmissions. You know what I mean? Got to speak in quote, because trying to avoid, that strike. This is why the Most High destroyed that place. And this is one of the things that the Most High power, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, hate. You don't like that. It's the unnatural use of women and men. It says researchers from the University of California, Los Angeles, Williams Institute, use federal surveys and data from state health agencies to identify the size and demographics of the transmission population in each state. The analysis shared with The Guardian and released on Wednesday documented thousands of transmission youth living in all states and the District of Columbia. All right. Let me try dropping a precept here. This book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and 13. It reads, if a man also lie with mankind, as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. All right. We'll say power Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shai say march them down. But as we know, living in the society now, we can't do that. We can't do that, but there's law. All right. So when Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach come back, this is why he's going to basically be destroying 2/3 of our people along with the heathen. All right, for reasons like this. All right. Let me get the next one. This is the book of Jude, chapter 1 and 7. It say, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, because it was three other cities, Sodom and Gomorrah and the three surrounding cities. All right, I think one was Zoar. I forgot the two. Adamah. I forget the next one. Salakias, Jude 1 and 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth as an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Right, the Most High Power Yahweh Hashem Yahushai say he gonna burn fire on them, boy. Alright? Fire from where? The thermal nukes. Alright, nuclear fire is gonna burn them up. Laser beam technology from the vehicles of heaven is also gonna burn them up. In latter days, in the days to come. Alright? But let me get a little bit more in the article, get a couple precepts and I get over here. Short article. It says that the findings counters Donald Trump's aggressive efforts to deny the existence of transmission minors, as his administration removes references to trans people across federal agencies and widely erodes protection and programs for the alphabet communities. Okay? In which, now this one, you can say anything that you want to say, but Nero now. Alright? Nero could be this, they call Nero a racist, they call Nero a hate monger, they call Nero the delusional, but Nero don't like nobody, man. Alright? I even read one article, Nero say he won't go to heaven. Okay? But that's another another lesson for another time. Okay? But Nero don't like Batiman, and he trying to eradicate everything, but basically their basic existence. Alright? You know? Nero ain't playing with them. Alright? Yeah, man. Let me get another precept. Alright, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and 9. And it reads, the shoe of their countenance that witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Alright? And you can tell by their face and by the proud look on their face, you know, alright, the type of person they is. They are. Alright? Because you know, like I said, the majority of them, they out in boldness now. Alright? They ain't trying to hide it no more. Alright? And this having an effect among, alright, kids. Because you know, kids are impressionable. They don't know what to look out for. They don't know what to they're basically, like I say, impressionable, easily persuaded. So if they're looking at mommy and mommy, or they're looking at daddy and daddy, alright, they can think that's right. They growing up thinking that's right. Alright? This is verse 10. Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Alright? Got to stay on that right path. The righteous shall eat the fruits of their doing. They can be just rewarded. It might be a little difficult now. Alright, but in times to come, alright, the Most High Power Yahweh Hashem Yahushua will reward them. But verse 11 is my point. It says, woe unto the wicked, alright, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given unto him. Alright? And 2/3 of our people are among the wicked. 2/3 of our people basically, well, we know the so-called white man, Esau Edom, is the wicked, but 2/3 of our people, alright, they wicked also. Okay? The only consolation prize is they're going to come back through the loins of the elect. But everything with Esau practices, they practice bestiality, homosexuality, alright, among a witchcraft, among a bevy other things. Alright? Get that more in here. Let me see what they get at us again. It says that the report builds on federal data collection efforts that the White House is now eliminating. Alright? The authors warned their study could be the last comprehensive portrait of the nation's transmission population for a decade or more. It says transmission people are erased from the vital U.S. surveys, including health reports and crime data analysis. Like I say, Nero, aka DJ Donald Trump, is wiping their very existence, wiping that confusion away. All right, it's either you can be mad or you can be woman. All right, that's what they don't like. You know, little plenty fairy dust was run in the other administration. It's just that the Williams Institute primarily relied on 2021-2023 data from Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, surveys, and records disclosed by state health agencies. Some of the key findings include 1% of the total U.S. population aged 13 and older identifies as transmission, including 0.8% of adults. More than 2.1 million people, all right, 2.1 million people in Babylon identify as transmissions. And 3.3% of the youth ages 13 to 17, roughly 724,000, all right, youngins, all right, identify as transmissions. Young adults ages 18 to 24 are significantly more likely to identify as transmissions, 2.72%, than those 35 to 64, 0.42%, and those aged 65 and older. All right. So there we have like millions and millions. All right, of them over there in Babylon, still trying to be proud, still jumping in the face of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, but in the end, we're gonna see what's the last laugh. All right. Uh, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and 32. It reads, "For the vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. The grapes are grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter." That's what the end result is going to be. All right? Bitter destruction, all right, for fassying around, for being a fassy old. All right? This is why the Most High Power Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to destroy this week, man. This is why righteous judgment is being explained in Zechariah 14 and 12. Listen to this now. That's why the Most High can destroy this place. That's why you can do them like this, all right? For being a bati man. Among every other things, murder, all right? Lying, stealing, all right? Destroying our people, all right? Causing them to, I wouldn't say causing them to turn this way, but, you know, programming them to be this way, man. You know what I mean? But that's their lot. This is the book of Zechariah chapter 14 and 12. It reads, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Most High will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth." All right? This judgment from being a bati man. You don't want to repent and come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? You want to continue to be a bati man. That's what the Most High Power Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to do to all of them. All right? So Lord's willing, that short lesson was edifying and serves the purpose. All right? I'd like to give all thanks, glory, honor, and praise to the Supreme Power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone. Peace and salutation that I hopefully lack. All right, this is Brother Castle One, closing out until we meet again. Shalom, Abad, Babal, and Ban-Yasharahla.